All right, welcome to Behind the Black Veil, where we get a more intimate look at the mysteries of our lives. Thanks for coming. Listen, we got a lot to discuss this weekend, party people. We got a lot to discuss. I'm going to let the ancestors get in on it first. All right, get yourself chilling, and let's get it started. Safety directions are down below if you're new here. All right, it's on and popping. We have the energy of the Caribbean in here today. Fantastic. So here's the thing, the solar eclipse. I mean, this is apparently monumental. Okay, and what we need to understand, what we're going to do is study it from both angles. Right now, this is about from the Earth angle and from what it's like to be on the Earth and what it means to the people of Earth from here, right here on the ground. And then we'll do the spiritual world news and we'll get up into some of these granular celestial details. It's explosive out there. It is explosive. Okay, so let's get the first message, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, by the way, we dedicate ourselves in this conversation to generating the energy of peace, bringing clear our creative potential, seeing behind what appears to be obstacles, things clearly as they are. We call forth accurate answers, accurate interpretations of those answers, and the wise and skillful application of the guidance we receive here today. All right, fantastic. So here's the thing that we want to discuss here as it applies to the great American solar eclipse. The ancestors say this. Thanks for being here, ancestors, creator. They say, don't be an ungrateful shit. So gratitude, let's look deeper. Seriously, if you're reading these cards, you're privileged as fuck. You can read. Reading is super fucking fantastic. Think about how many generations of people didn't get to read. Facts. That's a good point. Fuck yeah. We're not completely fucked. We know how to read. That's facts. Read the signs is what I get out of that. Yeah, signs and wonders. Now, this is interesting because what I learned recently studying the solar eclipse is that there's people who, I think it coming out the Christian sect, I don't really know for sure, but there's people who think that this marks the beginning of God's tribulations. That's word on Spirit Street right there. Okay, I don't really have much background on that, but that would be meaningful. You know what I'm saying? Hello? They said it was going to last for 7 years. We'll get into that later. Okay, we'll get into that later if it comes up. Otherwise, that'll be on the spiritual world news this weekend. All right, so don't be an ungrateful shit. If you're reading these cards, you're privileged as fuck. Read the signs. Be grateful. Also, I did some looking into what our ancestors did during these times. And they pretty much was all doing the same thing. They wasn't standing outside looking up at the sun, in other words. The Jews say, Judaism says, you know, most of our ancestors prayed and communed with God. That's what the Islam said. The Christians said that. I think they were the Egyptians. There was like a few other sets of our ancestors that said, go handle your shadow work. Go be thankful for the ability to even, you know, what does my mentor say? The ability to even consider enlightened action. Be grateful for the ability to even consider enlightened action. And that's what I'm getting out of that card. Now, I feel the need to get another one because I feel like we've had that from a Hard Rocks. We've had that card before. So can we get another? Can you cast another light from another angle on that same message about this solar eclipse from our perspective here on Earth? Here's the lesson. Thou shalt not judge because thou hast fucked up before too. Now that's interesting. We were talking about that last week, I think. When you see yourself thinking someone's a real asshole, take a moment and contemplate all the times you've done exactly what they're doing. Maybe it was a different flavor of assholeness, but it was still assholey. So check yourself. People will like you more. Most importantly, you'll like you more too. Aw. Right? Okay. So that's kind of similar. Okay. Don't judge people and be grateful, right? Be grateful for the ability to even consider enlightened action. Okay, that's what I'm getting out of that. Okay, that's what because you fucked up before too, so now we're enlightened, right? And don't be an ungrateful shit. Don't be ungrateful. Like if you know better, for instance, than the person you're observing, you know what I mean? Then you should be counting your lucky stars instead of judging them. Right, is what I get out of that. Okay, so everybody could tweak on that, you know? Everybody could tweak on a level of that. So let's go further, because what does this have to do with the solar eclipse, and what does it have to do with us? By the way, if you're new here, we consider ourselves responsible for the planet and for raising the vibes on the planet. Won't you join us? All right, fantastic. Ancestors, break it down. Here's the basic bottom line right now. Also, the alignment between a lot of these divine partners, I feel, is symbolic in the alignment of the moon and the sun. You feel me? You know? Okay. So anyhow, oh, destiny. Okay. There we go. It's destiny. Look, the star. Right? Eyes on the star. See, I love when I speak English and then they speak English. That's my shit. That's my shit, ladies and gentlemen. We speak to dead people. Okay? And the dead people said, well, it's sight of the star. The star is in sight. For everyone. On the whole planet. Everybody's destiny is unfolding. Remember when I said a couple of readings ago that the ancestors said they was going to red pill everybody? Yeah. Right. 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 We're going to get to more of that in the spiritual world news, because I'm telling you, I am just, ooh, I can't wait to get to that space station. If you're new here, we have a spiritual space station that we be getting a big picture, okay? And it's different information, or certainly from a different angle, and it really just provides extra layers. So won't you join us? The star is in sight. Destiny is happening. The road and the path is clear. Okay, what do you mean by that? Clear for what? All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. The path is clear. That's intriguing. Okay. Thou shalt not judge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting, you know what I'm getting underneath that? It's covered. There's like a cloth over it. You know what I feel like is underneath that? The wrath of God. Thou shalt not judge. But who's the judge, though? Right. Judge not, lest. Right. So who's doing? Right. Exactly. That's what I'm getting from up under this energy right here. Right? You fucked up before too, and you wouldn't want God busting your ass, would you? Right. So what saves you is that you bow. You dig what I'm saying? What saves you? I mean, since you're just as sinful as anybody. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, generalizing, obviously. Okay, if that makes you feel better. You know what I'm saying? And it's real, you know? So, don't be an ungrateful shit. Don't be a spoiled brat. Don't be a spoiled brat. Don't be na. Okay? I don't know who's doing that. But maybe I'm getting the sensation that, for the children of God, maybe you need to, or maybe it would be wise to go a little deeper and just make sure that you're not judging. You know what I mean? Just make sure that you're not judging other people for shit you do. Do you feel me? And that's hard, right? Because, you know, seeing yourself, it's like looking in your own eyes, right? You need a mirror for that. Okay, mirror energy. That's interesting. Some sort of reflection. All right, let's go further. Wrath of God, though. I'm getting the wrath of God. Creeping on the come up. And why isn't God kicking your ass? That's what I'm getting. Like, you know, like for the children of God, we're safe. We're not getting our ass kicked. You know? Not that we're unfamiliar with that, but this is not our turn. You know what I mean? So don't be, you know, no, don't be snotty about the fact that you're winning. Don't be snotty about it. All right, ancestors, thanks for stopping by. Listen, they got to teach us how to not be snotty, because sometimes you get snotty. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't help it. You know, side note, after you get enough people telling you you ain't shit, you ain't never gonna be shit, or, you know, whatever way they're saying it, you know what I'm saying, but it equals the same thing, or I don't believe in you, or I don't trust you, or nothing you say makes sense, or you ain't doing it right, or you can't do it, or whatever. Eventually, when you do it and you prove them wrong, you like, yeah, bitch. Do you feel me? Anybody? You know? And so the creator's like, okay, you're going to have a bunch of opportunities to do that. So what I'm recommending, says God, is don't do that. Could have been you. Could have happened to anybody. You know what I mean? Our lives have been saved. Shout out to the real Christians. If you're a child of God, that means by choosing God back, that's what it means to me to be the chosen one. It means you chose God back. And to choose God back is what saves you. That's what saves you. You know what I mean? Like, we're not better than. I know it looks just like we're better than. I know. I know. Okay, calm down. All right? I'm just saying. In mathematic reality, we are not better than. Okay? We are in a better position because we used our sense to make sense and choose God back. I mean, what other game is there in town? Anybody? Okay, let's move on, please. All right, fantastic. Break it on down, ancestors. I get a damn breaking. Okay, go on. Ooh, burnt bridges. Ooh, this is no bueno for the people who are not in right relationship. Burnt bridges. We about to see all the burnt bridges. We about to see all the burnt bridges. People about to be in their feelings. They're about to be in their feelings. That's why they had to stop by and said, don't be an ungrateful shit. Now, when I slap the living daylights out of these people, you don't go and lean over them and be like, you got knocked the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that. The ancestor said. All right? Now you straighten up and you make us proud out there. Right? You remain dignified out there. And you don't point and laugh. You understand? All right. Now let's go on. That's right. Listen, it could have been you brokenhearted. You know what it's like. You know what it's like. Don't do that sort of shit to people. People gonna be hurt feelings. Well, because destiny is unfolding. That's why. Yeah. Yeah. And you're fine. Meanwhile, people are getting their asses handed to them, and ancestors are out there slapping people to sleep. Okay? Now, it's not for you to be like, aha. It's not. You hear me? Okay. You know what it's like. Okay, this is going to be very satisfying. That's what this tells me. For the children of God, what you about to see come in on this solar eclipse is going to make you feel so satisfied. Oh my God, it's going to be redemption. It's going to be like, yeah, bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be that. It's going to be spike the ball, do a dance on the field. It's going to be touchdown. And don't be a sore winner is the sensation that I'm getting. Don't be a sore winner. People are, okay, so this is what's going on. This is the dynamic. You're the stars, children of God. Here, that's the baby. That's the baby in there. Children of God. Sweet baby lambs. Look at them. Look. Sweet baby lamb 1, and then all of the sweet baby lambs. And this is the sweet baby lamb nursery in the universe. right? Like a nebula cloud. And then here the star emerges, a brand new star. That's y'all. And people are going to realize how they treated you. Yeah, sure are. They sure are. That's the little keyhole that the solar eclipse is providing to people. Yeah, keyhole to see what? Their destiny. Their destiny, a keyhole to see what? The next age, the future, the new realms that you'll be having complete authority in due to God's grace and your good shadow work, of course. And they're going to be in their feelings about you shining, about you reaching your goals, about you being celebrated by the universe. I want to say the universe. Do you feel me? Because you are the cosmic child. You know how, ideally, when you're having a child, you're planning. Oh my God, you're creating, you're in the kitchen. You're like, oh, they're going to be a this. We're going to put them in classes. They're going to be a that. They're going to be a genius. You know what I'm saying? You're like playing, can't wait. You're like, you know what I mean? Because you're designing the future. You feel me? And that's how the universe feels. That's how the creator feels. Like, oh, here comes the baby, you know, kind of thing. Like, okay, get the baby bag. You have all the bottles. Okay, did you get the diapers? You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is up just such a way just for the baby. It's got to be pretty colors and sweet sounds. And it has to be a beautiful nursery. And, you know? And this is what, okay? So I feel like the creator is so proud of us, okay? That the creator doesn't want us to be conceited, though. See, because the creator's smart, okay? I'm pointing at my temple right now. And I'm squinting my eyes. You know that face, okay? Yeah, the creator's smart. And the creator's like, I'm going to spoil these children. And they're going to be fucking conceited as hell. I've got to do something. Okay? Absolutely. And so they stop by to let us know, hey, you're a star. It's true. I can see you. Everybody's going to see you. Here's the thing. Don't point and laugh at people. Don't throw shit in people's face. That's rude. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, is what I'm getting from here. That's what's underneath. That's what's underneath. Vengeance is mine. I'll do the poking and the laughing around here, says God. Okay? You people keep a straight face. And be glad I'm not whooping your fucking ass. Because that shit you did, that questionable shit you was doing, children of God, listen. Okay, I'm not here to judge you. I'm your lawyer, okay? I'm not your fucking judge, okay? I'm your lawyer. All right, so I'm just saying, they said, okay, in order to be in right relationship, you know that nothing is perfect and no one is perfect. And then we have all sinned and missed the mark, right? That's what sin is, missing the mark, right? Here's the mark. Here's the, oh, I see. I understand. I feel like people thought you was a mark. They thought you was a mark. You know, this is X marks the spot type of energy. They misinterpreted the mark energy. They didn't understand. No, you're supposed to travel to this destination. You're supposed to keep your eye on the star. If the star is blocked, dark night of the soul, y'all. Come on now, solar eclipse. Right. Dark night of the soul for the world. Okay? I had to put an extra on the W on that one. For the world. Okay, I'm telling you. The entire world. Because the star, that's why. You could be seen in the entire world. Do you feel me? Okay? And that's, you know, irregardless of angles on, you know, the path of totality. The issue is the energy. And the energy is plenty enough to cover the whole earth as it turns. The whole earth. It's not about what you see. It's about what's happening in space. Do you feel me? Okay? And right now they're saying that that's us. It's a sign. It's a symbol. It marks the spot of time on the cosmic timeline where the meek inherit the earth. That would be us. All right, fantastic. Boom. Don't throw it in people's face. Got it. They were delusional. Yeah. They got lost in Narnia. Could have happened to anybody. Now I'm glad they, that's good. I'm glad they pointed that out, because I know that about this card. I know that Narnia can happen to anyone. Anybody can lose their mind. Anybody can get it twisted. Anybody. Right? Especially with the devil being so compelling. So convincing. If you haven't done your shadow work. Or even if you have. Right? They didn't show no love. Pressure to communicate. Ace of Cups energy. Also, something is telling us. So they cut off. Oh, this is what you represent, children of God. You represent the principles of the universe. Universal principles. They burnt the bridge with the universal principles. When they disrespected the children of God, the baby lambs. They tried to turn us into lamb chops. They thought that would be delicious. They thought we were a prey animal. They didn't understand what the baby lamb meant, you know. Like power balls. Power balls is something that's been coming up for me this week. And like on many levels, right? Power balls in terms of like I think it was the air sign video on Patreon, talked about doing something that required balls, right? Big balls, right? But it was also pointing out that you have to have the death of the ego. So it's like you have to have tiny balls in order to have huge balls. Okay, all right. My point is power balls, like something dense, but yet small, like iron. You know, like iron, you could have small balls of iron and they're still heavy, even though they might be physically, you know, small. So that's the sensation. Like it has to be a balance of death of the ego and confidence and faith. You know, like the energy has to be big. Okay, I'm sorry, I might be losing you. Okay, so the point being, let's pull it back in. Power balls, strong, strength, lotto, sudden come up. Okay, that's what I was getting all throughout the week. Okay, and I feel like they didn't put the two worlds together. They cut off their own balls, essentially, with you. Children of God. People cut their own balls off with you. Because they didn't understand the small to large dynamic. They didn't understand to give in to get their way. You know, it was like more of a brute force approach. You know, not necessarily that it has to be physical, of course. But I feel that they cut the line to the intuition. They did not follow what the universe was pressuring them to do. Right? They didn't follow the data they were getting. And therefore they burnt the bridge. The two hemispheres of the brain didn't come together. They didn't put together the physical and the spiritual properly. Get off on your floor. Get off on some of these floors. Okay? But they know something was telling them. And I get the sensation that their ego was too big. Whoever might be falling into these categories for you. Their ego was too big. It wouldn't allow them to, you know, have the tiny condensed balls. And then let that radiate size, you know, from the power and the energy of the condensed ball. I don't know, okay? I don't know, but, you know, follow me here. You know? So, like, it's like, don't pretend to have big balls, actually have them. Don't pretend to have power, actually have power. Like, don't concentrate so much on the way things appear. Concentrate more on the way things are. Do you feel me? You know, for ultimate favorable outcome. These are the principles floating in the back of these people are disappointed because you're a rising star. You're coming to take your place, or you're in some sort of prominent position, or whatever it is, the meek are inheriting the earth. And now we're making the rules. Now we're deciding what's the norm and what's the trend. And now they know, oh shit, I done fucked up all the way up. Because now the children of God, and so God said, vengeance is mine, children. I'm giving you this planet. You are not to exact revenge on these people. You hear me? You are not to abuse your power. That's critical, apparently. That's critical. They moved a whole star system to tell us this. Okay? Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Yeah, they plotted against you. That's what we're talking about here today. Yeah. Strategically trying to harm you. Strategically trying to hurt your feelings. Trying to have you in your feelings, children of God. They're going to be in their feelings. Right. You can state facts. That's not vengeance. You can state facts. Absolutely. You can have a reaction. I get the sensation. You can have a reaction of joy at your good fortune. Right? Don't be an ungrateful shit. What does that mean? Be grateful. Right? That allows you to do some rejoicing. Shout out to the real Christians. They big on rejoicing. Do you feel me? That's plenty of room to rejoice without pointing and throwing it in people's face and abusing your power. Right? I don't know about you. People who fuck with me, I get real sleepy trying to help them out. You know what I'm saying? I get real sleepy all of a sudden. Like, oh, now you want help. Okay, I am exhausted all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? I just got no energy. All of a fucking sudden. Right. Yeah. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So, of course I'll say it more prettily than that or not at all. I just won't say shit and I'll just do it. But my point being, okay? Be grateful. Because our lives are being saved. That's why. And our lives were saved by, the ability to even consider enlightened action. Because some people don't know. Some people is up in Narnia. They don't have clear perception. They don't have clear perception. Look at this here. The Sword family. Oh, they were confused. And some people were confused. Okay, it's going to be a spectrum look like here. Okay, look like a spectrum. Okay, that makes sense, says the sun. Okay, yeah, okay, high five, sun. Psh, wherever the sun is at, send them that. Yeah, it's a spectrum, y'all. Some people, Okay, here's what I'm saying. Consequences is going to be given out right now. Consequences. Any consequences you deserve, according to your actions, that you don't receive, know that God saved your life. Know that God saved your life. And you must be working in some other capacity, because karma is math, and the karma must always be paid, and the cotton got to get picked up in this universe. So if you're not paying one price, that means you paid it on the back end somewhere, or you paid it forward somewhere ahead of time. You know what I mean? There is no skipping out on the bill when it comes to karma. So if you don't get some karma that you feel like, oh no, I know I fucked that up right there. I know I did that. You know what I'm saying? But then it doesn't trickle down or you get saved. God saved you. It's time to recognize and be grateful. Recognize and be grateful. Don't look at the other person paper next to you. See if they see the same thing. See if they're grateful. See if they, no. Look at your own paper. Are you grateful? Are you doing it right? Right. Hello? Yeah, listen, being a sweet baby lamb is the ticket, y'all. It's the ticket. It's the new celebrity. It's the new celebrity. The grace of God. That's the new celebrity. Yeah. Oh, see, they tried to change your destiny. The people I'm talking about here today tried to change your destiny. Okay, so that's people in your life. That includes governments. That includes corporations. Come on, they gotta pay. They tried to make us pick the cotton. They gotta pick the motherfucking cotton. That's why the creator is like, just escort them to the cotton field. You don't have to be like, yeah, bitch, how do you feel now that you gotta pick the cotton? Okay? Don't do that. All right, I'm sorry if I yelled too loud. Forgive me. All right, so yeah, they tried to change your future. They tried to change you, maybe. They tried to bend you into something that just didn't sparkle this brightly. They tried to cover you, shade you. You know what I'm saying? Block the light so it didn't shine on you. Do you feel me? Hello? Anybody? Let's go further. Oh, no, wait. Okay, we need a segue. Can I have a segue from YouTube to Patreon? Listen, it really does go down on Patreon. It's not really a game. Y'all need to join us if you can and when you can. All right, wishing you all the money in the world so that you don't feel a thing. All right, and may all the money you spend with me be returned to you by the hundreds of thousands. All right, fantastic. Ancestors, wrap us up at the train station here and take us on to Patreon. Here's the basic bottom line for the YouTube level. Going after what you passionately want when everybody tried to stop you. Yeah, they did. They wanted to say maybe you were crazy, you were delusional. Turns out they're delusional, and that's what it shows by uncovering the star. It's a passage. It's like, you know how people would smile and then they run their hand down in front of their face and then they frown and then they run their hand back up and they smile like that, and it gives you that kind of switch on, switch off effect. That's what's happening. Like, you was off, then the eclipse, and then boom, you switch on. Like, whole nother age, whole nother time, whole nother Baktun. Do you feel me? Going after what you passionately want. That's the age we're going into for the children of God. And we're blowing past these people. These people are not anything for us to consider. They might be in their feelings about that. Do you feel me? And I don't mean that like we disrespect them, obviously. I just mean that, you know, zero energy, not negative energy, zero. You feel me? Because you're busy. That's why. You're like completely occupied with what you're doing. Is the sensation that I'm getting? You know? And the creator says, yes, exactly. Because last week, that's what they were saying. Go enjoy yourself. You know? All right, go on. Justice. That's righteous and correct. It's authorized by the universe. It's righteous and correct. Okay, go on. Right, so you don't have to feel bad, people pleasers. You know what I'm saying? Or for the people pleaser in us. We don't have to feel bad that we're winning and they're losing. We don't have to feel bad that we have and they don't. You know, because we know what it's like. That's why. Right? Anybody? Right? We've thou shalt not judge because thou hast fucked up before too. Just be grateful that it's not happening to you, that you're not losing. Because you know what it's like. You know what I mean? You know what it's like. And I mean, losing is its own justice. Is it not? You know what I mean? When it's righteous and correct. And you deserve to lose. You dig what I'm saying? So the people who was foul towards the principles of the universe deserve to lose. That's reasonable. You know, don't feel bad. That's reasonable. That's good mathematics. And that's how we keep the star in sight. So we don't want to, you know, we don't want to upset that. Let it be. Be glad you won. Be glad you chose the right shit. Yep. God. This is MAAT. This is the whole of judgment right now that's coming down for this solar eclipse. heart and the feather. So it's not that you haven't, like I said, sinned. Let's go with sin since it's a popular term and we all kind of get where we're going with that. The Creator saw everything. You see what I'm saying? The Creator, that's my God card. Come on, man. The Creator saw everything you did ever. All the questionable shit. Saw all of that. Okay? All the questionable reasoning processes so you could legitimize the questionable shit. Saw all of that. Do you feel me? But the children of God are naked in front of God, like babies. Naked in front of God. Do you feel me? It's an honor and a privilege to be naked in front of God and still stand. That's what I think, you know? These people are going to be quaking with fear. And I mean real fear, people, you don't get it. You don't get it. Because I don't think you've ever really been at odds with God this way. I don't know. If you're anything like me, you ain't never been at odds with God this way. Because you know better. If you're anything like me, you fucking know better. Simple as that. I'm not trying to get my ass handed to me by no omnipotent being that creates planets. Hello? Simple, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my language. But, okay, you feel me? Okay, so anyhow, but you know, we're human. So it is. You know, we got some questionable shit on our record, of course, you know. Otherwise, you never lived here. You know what I'm saying? So, saw all that. So I get the sensation of anything that you feel embarrassed about or ashamed of, or, you know, anything that's secretly in your mind making you feel like that's a legitimate reason why you might not get justice and you might not get God's favor. None of that. It's none of that. The fact that you bowed down voluntarily. I mean, you might have some, you know, there's room for Jonah. There's room for the inner Jonah in you. But you essentially bowed down willingly to God, to the process, and to the law. The universal law. Justice. Balance. You dig what I'm saying? And you put your heart on that scale without God having to run you down. Like the NYPD. So because you surrendered and you turned yourself in, they're going to give you a lighter sentence, which probably you've already played out most of that, you know, it look like here, you know, because go after what you passionately want at this time. Okay. This can also be guilt. This could also be guilt. Okay. This could be, you know, facing the music, right? It's a spectrum, right? Some people still got to face their music. Others of us can leave the courthouse and go have some lunch. You know what I'm saying? Some of us are going to jail and we ain't never coming out the courthouse again. You know what I'm saying? Kind of thing. I don't know, but I know that, and I mean us as in people. But generally speaking, for the children of God, you are getting a reprieve. You are getting some sort of satisfaction, some sort of justice, some sort of, because you turned yourself in and cooperated with the process. You're free to go, is what I see here. You're free to go after what you passionately want. With God's blessing. With God's grace. It's your time. That's what sight of the star means. It's your time, children of God, to rule this planet and this realm. All right? Listen, I'm going to leave you with that. Like, share, and subscribe. All right? Join us on Patreon to hear the rest of this deep shit. Okay, because this is children of God's business. So let's get down to business. All right, fantastic. Pick up a copy of Discriminating Wisdom over at Amazon. Make sure you're out here discriminating wisely. And for the rest of us, I will see you on Patreon.